So let us take more GIS principles and methods and also the projection and coordinate systems. What are the elements of the map scale? You see the ratio scale, the verbal scale, we have discussed about this, and the printout versus the on screen, because you can get the result printout or you can see on the screen also. The ratio, that is this map scale, is the distance on the map ratio with the distance on earth, actual distance. Verbally, we can speak like this: 1 centimeter represent 2000 feet, 1 centimeter represent 20 kilometers. The printout means it depends on the pixel values on inch on screens. Some screens have higher pixel densities, and also not all screens have square pixels. So the screen dump to printer will change scale since printer will have different dot density than the screen. So a good GI software will really try to match screen and printer properties to the software settings. So screen and printout will show appropriate scale and show correct scale bars. And for the scale to be meaningful, the display units and hardware choices must be properly identified in GIS. The large scale and small scale, what do we mean when we have the large scale or small scale? Large scale means you have, say, 1 is to 24,000. Means the actual distance of 24,000 is shown by 1 unit in the map. Small scale means the distance of 50k, 500,000 means 500k. That is really a large area representation, which is shown by 1 unit in the map. So this is known as, because you have a large value here, we call it as a small scale. We have a small value here, we call it as a large scale. Scale is relative and it depends on the application. So large scale maps are more detailed than the small scale map. So these are more detailed. They have a lot of information. And what are the scales we typically use? We use the metric system, like 1 is to 10,000, 1 is to 50,000, 1 is to 100,000, like this. In America, we generally use the inch factor, that is the 1 inch per 800 feet, 1 inch per 2,000 feet, 1 inch per, say, 1 mile. There are 6 principal visual variables for any image interpretation. The visual variables values are size, shape, gray tone value or the intensity variation, the texture, the orientation, and the hue. You can use the contrasting symbols to portray different geographic differences. For qualitative differences, you can use the shape, texture, and hue for land uses type, for example. But if you are talking about the quantitative, that is, values are involved. So the quantitative differences you need to use, or you can show the variation in the amount or count, like population, number of coins. We have already discussed this. You will use the gray tone or hue, show differences in ratio or intensity. For example, population density, etc. Then the thematic mapping. The mapping which is based on some theme. This is the simplest display of specially varying phenomena. And there are different classification schemes you can use in theme. Say equal interval, natural breaks, the quantiles, the standard deviation. You can use the phenomena like number of classes, color scheme, and normalization, no data also, 0 for 0 value, or 0 value or no data. These are different concepts. What about the layouts, the feature of a good map? A good map will contain or a good cartographer will make a map so that it shows the title, the legend, the scale bar, the north arrow, and the data sources, your name, the labels and annotation wherever possible. Then we come to the projection, that is in the projection type. First we have GCS. GCS is not projected. It is general geographic coordinate system, where we present the location of spatial data in terms of latitude and longitude. The axis is the center of Earth rotation. The equator, the plane through the center of the mass perpendicular to the axis. The longitude is a line slicing the Earth parallel to the axis and perpendicular to the plane of the equator. The line goes through the Greenwich. These are the longitude. Sorry. So longitude is like this. These are the lines slicing the Earth parallel to the axis and perpendicular to the plane of the equator. So this is perpendicular. And line goes through the Greenwich, has 0 longitude. This is well accepted. And it ranges from the complete globe. So it ranges from 0 to 360 degree, 180 degree to the west, and 180 degree to the east. It covers 180 degree. So latitude is defined based on the ellipsoid representing the shape of the Earth. Ellipsoid you choose. For example, WGS84 is the World Geodetic System, is a standard ellipsoid. In North America, we have NAD 83, North American Datum. The latitude is a line drawn through a point of intersection of perpendicular to the ellipsoid at that location, and the angle made by this line with the plane of equator to the latitude of that point. So if this is the Earth, this is the equatorial plane. If this is where you want to find out, so this angle from the center and the equatorial plane, this is the latitude. So it ranges from 90° up north to 90° down. This is the prime meridian equator, and in this case, this is the center of the Earth. Geodetic height of any point P. This is your ellipsoid surface, equator, of course. The geodetic longitude. This is the longitude at some point P. So longitude is like this. The geodetic latitude. This is the latitude. So this is the longitude angle we are talking about. This is longitude at point P, and this is the latitude. This is the angle. This is the latitude angle. This is a normal to ellipsoid at some point P, and semi-major axis, semi-minor axis. In ellipsoid parameters, you can have a minor axis, semi-major axis, semi-minor axis. So this is B, which is minor one. A is the major one, and you can find out the flattening by A minus B by A. This is the Earth, which is centered at fixed XYZ location with prime meridian and equator. This is your GCS. So what do latitude and longitude mean? 2 points on the same longitude separated by 1 degree, that is 1 by 60th of the circumference of each apart, at the equator will be 111 km apart approximately. 1 minute is 6k, 1 arc second, that is 1 second is 30 meter. For the same latitude, 1 minute of longitude separation correspond to different distances depending on the latitude. That is 111 km at the equator and nothing at the poles. They are expressed, latitude and longitude, they are expressed in decimal degrees, DD. So distance calculation using latitude and longitude. Latitude, you know, it vary from minus 90 to 360. Longitude may vary from minus 80 to 180. So the arc distance between 2 points on the Earth surface, that is spherical distance, can be computed by this expression. These are theta and lambda. You know this theta, lambda, latitude, longitude. And r is nothing but the radius of the Earth. So r cos inverse of sine theta, cos sine theta 1, sine theta 2, cos theta 1, cos theta 2, cos lambda 1 minus lambda 2. This is how you compute the distances. Cartesian coordinate system, it assigns 2 coordinates to every point on a flat surface. So it is flat surface. Map projection is the transformation of curved 3D surface of the planet into a 2D plane. And we have to note that map projection, they distort map scales in various ways. So we need to transform a position on the Earth's surface, which is identified by, say, latitude and longitude, into the Cartesian coordinates. Like this you can perform. So map projection necessarily distort the Earth, and they necessarily do this. The map scale also they distort. And what about the map projection classification based on the preservation properties? The conformal property preserves the shape. Conformal means they preserve the shape on the Earth surface, and this is useful for the navigation. For example, Mercator is a conformal, genomic projection is conformal, and the equal area property preserves the area. Conformal means shape, equal area means area. So this is used for analysis involving areas like the size of the property. We have goods projection in this category. So any projection can have either conformal property or equal area, but they cannot have both, right? And cylindrical projection, you know, wrapping a cylinder of paper around the Earth, projecting the Earth features onto it with an imaginary light in between, and then unwrapping the cylinder. Azimuthal and planar projection, which is touching the Earth with a sheet of flat paper. Conic projection, wrapping the sheet of paper around the Earth with a cone. All 3 types can have either a conformal property or equal area property. The unprojected projection, like plate, carry, and this cylindrical equidistant projection. So it just maps longitude as x and latitude as y, and heavily distorts the image of the Earth. So it does not have either conformal or equal area property, but it maintains the correct distance between 2 points and the equator. So there are serious problems in the distortion of area, direction, and other properties, and that can occur when doing analysis using this projection. UTM is projected by wrapping a cylinder around the poles like this, okay, rather than around the equator. There are 60 zones, each with 6 degree wide and wrapped along a particular line of longitude. The projection is conformal, and the scale is same in all directions. The UTM coordinates are in meters, making it easy for accurate calculation of the short distance between points. You might have heard about MGRS, military grade referencing scheme. This is based on UTM only. UTM projections have more problems at higher altitude. That is, they are only up to 84 to 80 north and south. Then we have state planes and other local systems also. UTM is still not accurate enough for small area surveying. So US state adopt the own projection and coordinate. We know it as state plane coordinate. Each state chose its own projection based on its shape to minimize the distortion over the area of the state. Some states have more than one internal zone also. NAD is commonly used for this datum. North American datum is used for this SPC. That is state plane coordinates. Now converting georeferences. Two data set can differ in both the projection and the datum. So it is important to know both for every data set. That is, you need datum also, you need projection also. And the data can be expressed in say feet or meter with different origins. So we need to use coordinate conversion to combine these data set that use different systems of dereferencing. You just need to keep in mind that changing projection means the system must convert projected coordinates back to lat long and then reproject into another projection of datum. Okay, so you have projected coordinate system, you will transfer it to GCS and then again to another PCS2. One projection projected to another projected. So in between you have to convert it into GCS. So you convert into projections that have desirable property, there is no distortion of area for analysis example. Representing the geographic world, we can represent it with data models and data management. You can have vector model, you can have raster model. So vector model represent object by defining the location of their boundaries, point, line, polygons. Raster model, they represent a space on a 2D or 3D grid cells containing the values measure the presence or absence or strength of some field or phenomena. The attribute also is connected to these vectors and rasters. We are associating or manipulating the properties of objects or cells. Vector data, it is a geometric phenomena. These are which are represented by point, line, and polygon. Any object in the earth can be represented by either point, line, or polygon. So lines are captured as points connected by straight lines. Hence, these are called polylines, like this, polylines. An area is captured as a series of points or vertices connected by straight lines, like this. So we have to note certain limitation that the boundary of the geographic phenomena, they are usually fuzzy, like edge of river, lake, and wetlands. Raster data. Raster divide the word into arrays of cells and assign attribute to the cells. The cell may be called pixels, as with orthophoto. For example, satellite images are raster data. DEMs are raster data. Each cell can have only one value, representing the intensity value or the height value or any other. The rule of assigning the value to the cell is largest share or the central point. So these are a few more aspects, and we have done discussion on GIS and other aspect like the representation, coordinate system data. We'll be taking more of this GIS stuff in the later section.